2.5 seconds. That's how many seconds you have to grasp the attention of your audience in order to convert it into a sale or into a no. If you're someone who struggles with creating content that converts or creating marketing advertisement that leads attraction to your business, continue to watch this video and I'll share with you some steps you can take, some tangible steps you can take that can change your content creation and lead the right people to your business. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 2 of dropping some business diary gems that can help you grow your business and have impactful sales. So I want to talk about my hook that we have 2.5 seconds. The neurological mind has 3 ways of connecting with the audience and it only has about 2.5 seconds. Studies from Columbus says that it's really about 8 seconds if it's on social media. But in general, with the fast-paced scrolling through TikTok and Instagram, it has honestly reverted to 2.5 seconds. So what are we doing, or what do we do in order to get people to keep paying attention to what we're talking about, what we're creating, what we're selling? So the first way to get that attention is to have an emotional connection. Usually you ever watch or scroll and you see something that's a clickbait. You don't necessarily agree with it, but you click on it or you read it or you watch it through because it's creating and stirring some enragement in you. Or maybe you see a cute dog playing with the ducks and you keep watching it because it's pulling on your heartstrings. Oh my God, that's so adorable. These are ways when you're creating your content that you want to make sure that you're connecting on some way that is emotional, okay? Don't just, I think as marketers, or coaches or business owners, we can come at things very logical. A good pricing package, a good offer. But nobody cares about the 10 modules you're selling, to be honest. People care about the results. They care about clarity. They care about what are they going to get afterwards. If I invest in this, what am I getting? And if it's, you're going to say, I got 10 modules and 3 one-on-one calls, that means nothing if they don't know what all that is providing. So I would say, focus on the emotions of what they're getting. Relief, freedom, feeling like they can breathe, breakthrough. Those words that tugs on emotions that we all truthfully search and can be relatable to anyone on any level. You just have to learn to communicate that to the brain before you communicate it in the physical. And the brain is going to click with what's emotional. Next thing that catches the attention is contrast and novelty. So using big words, using things that really sticks out, yellow lettering, boldness, hooks, doing something that forces people to wait, what just happened? Hold on, let me watch that. Let me pay attention to that, because it creates some kind of intense appetite, sensation, like, oh, I need to see it. Have you ever been on TikTok and you start scrolling and then you see those videos and it's a movie and the acting is terrible, but and even the storyline is insane, but you just keep watching it? Eventually they have you clicking to go watch the next thing. Before you know it, you're buying the whole movie, even though it's terrible acting. It's that insatiable appetite. It's that contrast that something's off, but I need to see it through. So focus on creating content like that creates that insatiable appetite. And number 3 is going to be relevance. Creating stuff that is relevant. And I'm not talking about just jumping on the next trend like Keith Lee's latest song or dance. I'm talking about relatable, like there's this thing on TikTok that says, I lied on the resume, so now I have to. One guy had to create something in Python, and he wrapped himself up in a blanket and started slithering on the floor like a python. What made that relatable is because a lot of us have lied on our resume about stuff we don't know how to do, and we have got the job. And then we're stuck like, wait, how do I do this? How do I do an Excel sheet? How do I open up Microsoft Office? How do I share screen? Creating stuff that's relatable, but in your niche. So let's say you are in wellness or you work out. You could go to the gym and pick up this machine that looks very complex and look around. That's something we've all experienced, the embarrassment of not knowing how to use a machine. Then you go on and you make it and it's funny, or it's relatable. And then it's like, if you've ever struggled at the gym and you didn't know what to do or you didn't know how to use the machines, I'm offering one free course or one free workout session. You know, things that are relatable are going to get you sales because it's already happening. You're not the only one experiencing it. That person's not the only one experiencing it. They just need a solution. So relating to them and showing that, hey, instead of saying, oh, I sell 10 workout classes for $100, you're selling, hey, I sell clarity, I sell results, I sell understanding. 10 workouts after working out with me, you won't need to learn. You won't be struggling at the gym. I'll show you how to use all the machines. That's something a lot of us are scared to be embarrassed. That's relatable. We're scared to have that shame, if we're going to be honest. So creating stuff like essentially in that area that's relatable is definitely going to get the brain to hook on within the 2.5 seconds that you have. So our brain has a reticular activating system. I call it RAS, so that's why I had to look down. But what that does, it basically quickly filters through what it is that we're seeing. Does it need to waste time or does it need to waste time? You do it all the time as well. You'll read through something or you'll get a document. You won't read through it because immediately your brain's like, this is boring. I don't want to do it. And you just sign at the bottom of the contract. What we are trying to do as marketers or as business owners, we are trying to bring human characteristics into the marketing. And so what I mean about that, and we talked about that yesterday, is purposeful business or income-driven business, income-driven goals. Purposeful or income-driven goals. We need to be purposeful. And when we're purposeful, we bring back the human emotion. We bring back the human experience into marketing. When you bring back the human experience into marketing, you will start seeing results immediately and you will stop feeling burned out or like nothing is working. Yes, you might not get 100,000 likes off reel. Don't focus on the quantity. First is the first thing I want to say. Keep putting out content. But the content that you're putting out, is it content that resonates? Is it great quality, or are you just regurgitating stuff that really doesn't align with anything, that doesn't touch any emotional appetite of a person, that the brain does not react to? Does it just seems like clutter on your page? Are you just doing it to say, hey, I put this out? Sometimes, yes, you need to just record things and put it out so you can get familiar into the system. But most of the time, you want to sit down and really think what it is you are putting out, why you're putting it out, and what it is that you're putting out, and what is the result of what you're trying to get. And if your result is based only on numerical value, meaning I want to get $10,000, or I want to get 100,000 views, or I want to get 50,000 shares, if your result is only based on the numerical value, you're always going to end up feeling voided because our subconscious hijacks our conscious all the time. In 2.5 seconds, a person knows they're going to buy your product before their conscious is aware that they're going to buy your product, because the subconscious get hooked and then it leads the conscious to make these decisions. This is not new. We do it with life decisions. We do it with dating. We do it with family. We do it with work. We just have to convert it and use that same system into our marketing. So let's talk about creating some hooks. If you've ever taken a speech class, you know that every speech has to start with about 4 different things. Something that is statistics, something that is humorous, something that's relatable, or a story. All of those are ways that you can create hooks. So when you are making content for marketing, or if you're making content for your YouTube or your Instagram, you want to start off with one of them. I call those content pillars, and I try to change each one. I am humorous, but I'm not funny on camera. I'm actually very serious. Like every time I look back at my videos, I'm like, why am I not smiling? And it's probably because I'm nervous. But I try to still incorporate humorous things that shows my personality, because people buy from people, they don't buy things. People will buy for you simply because they like you. And even if they don't need the product, I mean, we've all done it. We buy from these superstars that we don't know their personality. We just think they're pretty and we buy it. So your personality and how you look and all that are all attention grabbers. So when you are creating content, Again, focus on the neurological perspective. Think of your audience not as I want nurses that make over 50K. Think of what is it that nursings are struggling with? Where is their pain point? What is something that needs to be resolved that a nurse would pay for? Here's the thing, your price point actually doesn't matter, because the desperation that people want in relief, they will pay for it. Think about if you ever had a bad toothache. If you had 50K to give to get that toothache from hurting, you would give it. You would not say, oh, I can spend the rest of the year walking around with this tooth pain. Absolutely not. You're like, fix it now. You know, a lot of us go through heartbreaks. And when you go through a heartbreak, we all know that, hey, I want to get past this. I want to get better. And some of us try to hijack it. We go work out and we get cute. But at the end of the night, you got to sit in it. Now, think if there was a support group to talk about it. That person's going to pay any amount to join this support group. Because why? Because they don't want to feel that grief, or they want to get past it. They want the relief. So you have to think of, when you're marketing, the emotions and what you're trying to relieve that person for. And that's why it has to be purpose filled. Because if you're serving other people, if you're helping them, genuinely helping them, not saying you're helping them, if you're helping them to get past what it is they're experiencing, their pain points, no matter what the pain point is, and there's a pain point in everything because we live in a broken, fallen world. If you're helping them to get past that pain point, you are going to make sales, because we want to relieve the pain. We want to relieve the problem. We don't want to find solutions. And the way to do that is from the beginning to be clear and direct. And within those 2.5 seconds, with a hook that is emotionally based for the starters, relatable, humorous, something that they can understand. Now, if this video was helpful for you today, it was just a sneak peek. Come back tomorrow for a third day of Business Diary Gems, where I share more things to help you create content that converts, that help you tap into the neuroscience and psychological part of marketing, and help you get your business into a profitable place with making money without experiencing burnt out. Thanks again for watching my channel. My name is Natalie, your clarity coach, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.